Hey, so are you thinking about getting a car and you're like, hey man, I just got my license to make my first car? So I'm here to help you out, do your choice. You must be thinking, hey, I'm gonna get a good car, maybe even a Camaro. Maybe a Mustang, a BMW, Mercedes, or any car. Maybe even a Lambo if I have conditions too. And I'm gonna show everybody I'm rich, I have conditions and everything. But at the end of the day, that's not the smartest choice. Let's talk about this. First things first, cars, like expensive cars like these, have a lot of maintenance and it's very expensive. And they even drink a lot of gas. And nowadays, gas is getting pretty expensive actually. Especially here, I live in Canada and I can guarantee that it's getting expensive. So instead of, trying to show off the money you probably don't even have, with the Lambo, Mustang, or even Camaro, Mercedes, BMW, or any of these luxury cars, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, anything, I would get a decent car, like a reliable car, like a Toyota Corolla, a pickup truck, GMC, whatever, maybe even a Golf, a hatch so you can fit a fridge or anything if you need here, because you can usually lower the rear seats in the cars, making the trunk size even bigger. And let's go talk about this. Cars like these, sports cars, if you live in Canada, a mud place, or anything like me, you know that it's not good for the snow or mud or anything, because the mud is gonna, scratch and everything. It's gonna make the car has less traction, especially if it's rear-wheel drive. In a sports car, your car will accelerate and it will usually, if you turn, it will drift or just lose control and do wobbly. And when you brakes, instead of the car just doing this, it keeps on going like this, and slowly, sometimes you can't even stop the car on a stop sign. And let's get into deeper here. Pretend you're in traffic and you're in a Lambo here. Let's put a Lambo. And you're maybe zooming by, just taking care, like using the sports car like supposed to. But we all know highways have limits, and we have a problem with sports car. Police, they usually either target bikers or sports cars, because sports cars are usually the people in the cars that most speed and brake laws. So you're likely gonna get pulled over, and along with the high maintenance and high gas prices and a lot of gas you're gonna put, usually and probably gonna get a lot of tickets, or pulled over, a lot of drama. It's gonna make your life hell. Let's just say that. Now, let's put this. You're in a Corolla, Golf, or any other car. Mr. Corolla is an example. You're driving around. There's a police car. Even if you're speeding a little bit, like going 110, 115 on a highway, the police usually won't stop you, because you're likely just a normal citizen, maybe in a rush or anything. And I'll just pass by you, and that's what usually happens to me nowadays. Sometimes just speeding a little bit on the highway or anything, and the police just go right past me or just ignore it. But I do not recommend you, and I'm not encouraging to speed on the highway or anything, and I'm not responsible if you get pulled over or anything. Let's talk about more things. The maintenance now. Maintenance on a car, I'm gonna use here the Mustang this time. It's pretty high, and if you forget to do maintenance or anything, or you don't have the money, and your car just breaks down on the highway, road, or anything, you're gonna have to call for a lift, a tow, a tow truck. Tow trucks are expensive, and let's just say I see a decent amount of sports cars being towed, either because they crashed, because they were speeding, either because they got caught by the police and they're going to the yard, maybe even because you cannot afford a piece to do maintenance, like brakes, an engine failure, battery failure, alternator that blew up, or anything. So you're gonna have to pay for a tow, And not only that, you're still gonna have to get the piece. Like, you're gonna have to get that piece ready so you can drive your car, or at least get it off the mechanic. Now, a normal car, like a Toyota here, not only does it last long, it's a very good car. It's a very durable car. Toyota is not that cheap nowadays, I will tell you that. The prices have gotten up a lot nowadays by Toyota, because but it's still a very good car. Very low maintenance. The parts are not that expensive. I mean, they're kind of expensive, but it's not a car you expect to send a mechanic or anything. It's not a car you're gonna have headaches with. It's very rare. It's a car, like, doesn't mean you don't have a sports car. You cannot have fun. Brands like Toyota and Nissan and Honda, they even have their own sports car. Let's just put it that way. Toyota has things like Supras, the Supra Mark V. Yeah, it's not the most reliable car, but it'll still get the job done. There is the Volkswagen that has the Golf, like Golf R, Golf GTI, the Volkswagen Jetta, and they're very decent, They're not that bad. I actually recommend you if you're trying to get a sports car. You can even get a Golf like this one, and it doesn't look bad. You can, maybe even, lower the car if you're that person. Put a sound system in the trunk here. If you like bass or sound systems, I plan on doing that. I have a sound system myself. Or, you can get like, let's say, a decent car that is, that identifies as sport. And I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of these cars just so you have an example here. Give me 2 minutes and I'll be showing you guys. Alright, I'm back. So, this video is not sponsored or anything, but here are a couple of cars, that are not that expensive, and they still look pretty good, and they're very decent, like kind of, sporty, let's just put that. You have here the Kia Forte. It doesn't look bad in my opinion. You can lower the car, change the rims, put a sound system, even mod the engine depending on what you're gonna do. And it's not that bad, it's not that expensive. You have other cars like the Honda Civic. Like I said, it's a very nice car in my opinion. Now, I would definitely have one, if I could. The Type R is one of my favorites. You can lower this car, and there are other types like the Type R, just the Civic normal, and they have a lot. They have even SUVs, they have trucks. If you're a truck person, I like trucks. That's why I have this car here. I have a huge car collection, like toy car collection, and I love it. You have maybe even a truck if you want a truck. A Silverado here is in the picture. I really like the Silverado, and to prove you guys that even a truck can look good, you can change the rims, you can lower the car, you can put a sound system, maybe even do like stage 3 example on the engine, add a turbo if the car doesn't have a turbo. And it's things that don't really affect the car that much, but you do need it needs to be legal modding. Second, don't put like a BMW engine, a Porsche engine, and expect the car to be reliable. So here I'm coming back to my point again. Instead of just wanting to get a sports car and show off the money that you don't really have and appear rich, it's better for you to drive a Golf, have $50 million in your bank account, then you drive a Mustang and have negative 20,000 because you're in debt fixing the car up, or because you're financing a car that you can't even afford. So I hope I changed a couple of people's minds up. I hope I helped a couple of people, and that's gonna be it. Peace.